Have you ever wondered what the really advanced stages of meditation are actually like? Well, today we're diving into a fascinating and honestly an often misunderstood part of that path. We're going on the journey from what's known as the Dhyana of the desire realm all the way to the breakthrough of the first Dhyana. Let's get right into it.
Okay, but first, a bit of a warning, and this comes straight from the tradition itself. There's a reason this kind of knowledge was traditionally kept under wraps. Hearing about all these advanced states can make people start chasing experiences, and that could actually throw you completely off track. So, our goal today is really simple. We're here to understand the map, not to start a race.
So here's our roadmap for this whole journey. We're going to start with the absolute essentials, preparing the body and mind. Then we'll look at how you shift from feeling all that physical energy to a state of just deep stillness. After that, we dive into the great trial of desire. And then we face a really surprising test that happens in our dreams. And finally, we'll see what it's like to arrive at the breakthrough to the first dhyana. All right, first up, the foundation. And let me tell you, the source material is crystal clear on this point. This is not just some mental exercise. This journey demands a truly solid grounding in both your physical and mental discipline before you can even think about taking that first real step.
This quote really hits it home, doesn't it? The idea that you can just float off into higher states of consciousness while ignoring your physical health? Yeah, that's presented as a total non-starter. Here, spiritual work and physical health are completely tied together. Your body has to become this stable, healthy vessel for the mind to even have a chance to progress. So, what does this prep work actually look like? Well, the source lays out 3 things that are totally non-negotiable. First, you need a firm, unwavering decision to extinguish sexual desire. Second, you have to achieve a state called Sangchi Guyan, which basically means absolute health, where all your vital energies are balanced and strong. And third, you need to have already cleared out about 80% of your everyday delusions and mental clutter. These aren't just helpful suggestions, they're the price of admission. Okay, so once that foundation is really, truly in place, your focus naturally starts to shift. You begin to move away from those early, sometimes really intense physical sensations of energy work, and you start to enter a state of deep, effortless quiet. Let's take a look at how that transition happens. I love the metaphor on this slide. At first, feeling your energy, your chi, is kind of like a car rattling down a bumpy dirt road. It means the channels in your body aren't totally clear yet. But the goal? It's to become like a silent maglev track, where that energy flows so perfectly and smoothly that you don't even feel it anymore. The silence actually becomes the sign of progress. And this leads to a key state called Zhu Wang, which means forgetting oneself in sitting. Now, this isn't just a mental trick where you try to ignore things. It's a genuine physiological achievement. Your body gets so healthy that it stops sending all those little background signals of pain and discomfort we're all used to. You just genuinely forget your body is even there. But here's the catch. There's a huge trap here. This state of Zhu Wang is incredibly blissful. It's so peaceful. It feels so good that it's easy to mistake it for the final destination. Like a lazy cat that's just napping in the sun, totally content and not wanting to move. The source warns that if you get stuck here, just enjoying that bliss, you're done. You won't be able to progress any further. And this brings us right to this central conflict of the whole journey. Just when you've hit this incredible state of health and peace, the single biggest obstacle comes roaring back: sexual desire. But this time, it's not just a random distraction. It's the main event. It's a critical test of your discipline and how far you've really come. So you might be thinking, wait a minute, why now? After all that work to reduce desire, why does it come back with a vengeance at this specific stage? What's going on? Well, the text gives a fascinating physiological reason why this isn't a failure, but actually an expected part of the process. Let's walk through what happens. Your inner energy, your chi, which is now super abundant, gathers in your lower abdomen. From there, it actually splits into 2 really powerful streams. The upward stream rushes to your heart, making your body feel hot and your heart beat faster. At the exact same time, the downward stream flows right to the genital organ, causing a strong physical arousal. The combination of the 2 is so intense, it just yanks you right out of your meditation. So what do? You can't just fight it with willpower. The text is very clear. The only way through is with patient, non-reactive acceptance. When it happens, you don't struggle. You simply stand up, move around a little, and just let the energy settle. Then you sit again later. This cycle might repeat for a long, long time, until your practice is mature enough to handle that surge of energy. And now for the final and probably most definitive test. And what's so fascinating is that this ultimate exam doesn't happen when you are awake and consciously meditating on the cushion. Nope. It takes place where you have the least conscious control, in the subconscious world of your dreams. The source lays out 4 stages here that are basically like a report card on your true progress. At first, you might have a seductive dream and you just act on it instantly. That's your subconscious running on old programming. Then maybe you hesitate for a while. That's progress, but you still give in. Getting even closer, you might resist at first, but you fail if the dream figure gets more persuasive. The real, undeniable sign of success is when, even in your dream, you're firm, you're resolute, and you actively push away the temptation. That's how you know the change has happened at the absolute deepest level. So what happens when you finally pass this great trial? When your subconscious mind is just as disciplined as your conscious one? Well, this is the breakthrough. Passing this test is the key that unlocks the door to a completely new level of insight, one that can fundamentally change your entire perspective on your life.
The rewards that are described are just profound. You gain the ability to see into past lives, but get this, it has a very specific and practical function. You only see the past life causes for the things happening in your current life. It's not about cosmic tourism, it's about understanding your own personal blueprint. And this all leads to the most important discovery of all. You remember your own pre-birth vows, the core plan you actually made for this lifetime before you were even born.
This quote just captures the incredible power of that realization. You finally get it. Your life, with all its challenges, its triumphs, its unique circumstances, none of it is random. It's the exact curriculum you designed for your own soul to grow and to balance your own karmic books.
And the ultimate benefit of this entire difficult journey? It's a deep, unshakable peace. Because when you truly realize your life is your own chosen path, all that frantic, anxious chasing after things that were never part of your plan, whether it's a certain kind of fame or wealth or status, it just stops. You finally align with your real purpose. So to recap, this whole journey is a clear progression from building that unshakable physical and mental foundation to moving past the simple bliss of stillness, to passing that great trial of desire in both waking and dreaming, and then finally unlocking that profound peace that comes from remembering your life's true purpose. And that brings us to our final question. If you knew, with absolute certainty, that the life you are living right now is the one you chose for yourself, what would change? What would you do with that knowledge? It's a powerful thought to take with you. Thanks for joining us.